It was supposed to be the comet of the century, a celestial spectacle bright enough to be seen from your backyard in Texas. But when Comet Atlas, designated C/2019 Y4, approached our sun, it didn't just melt, it didn't just break apart, it screamed. NASA told you it was a simple disintegration event. They told you it was just dirty ice and dust crumbling under the sun's gravity. They lied. Standard comets do not accelerate after they die. Standard comets do not carry a payload hidden beneath a shell of frozen nitrogen. This is Dark Sector X, and today we are opening the file on the Atlas Anomaly. We are going to look at what was really hiding inside that rock and why its destruction wasn't an accident, it was a deployment. To understand the horror, you must first understand the scale. When Atlas was discovered in late 2019, it wasn't just big, it was a monster. At its peak, the gaseous cloud surrounding this object, the coma, swelled to a diameter of 447,000 miles. That is 5 times the size of Jupiter. Think about that. An object traveling at 80,000 miles per hour, carrying a cloud of gas large enough to swallow half our solar system's planets. Astronomers were ecstatic. They predicted that by May 2020, it would outshine Venus in the night sky. It would be a beacon. But then, the data started to shift. As Atlas crossed the Mars threshold, the point where solar radiation begins to strip away the outer layers of ice, it behaved erratically. Comets are dirty snowballs. When they get close to the sun, the ice turns to gas. It's simple physics. It's predictable. Atlas was not predictable. Its trajectory shifted by fractions of a degree without any gravitational reason. In the aerospace world, we call this non-gravitational acceleration. It's the same phenomenon we saw with Oumuamua in 2017. But here is where the official narrative collapses. When the Hubble Space Telescope turned its lens toward the object on April 20th, it didn't capture a dying rock, it captured a formation. The images revealed that Atlas hadn't pulverized into dust, it had split into 30 distinct house-sized fragments. And those fragments weren't drifting apart randomly, they were maintaining formation. What NASA classified as debris was actually something else entirely, something that required the heat of the sun to break free from its icy shell. We'll get to the terrifying nature of that payload in a moment. Pause for a second. If NASA knew this was artificial, why hide it? Let me know your theory in the comments while we dive into the physics of the breakup. Let's look at the physics of the breakup. The scientific community calls this the fragmentation event. I call it the hatching. When a standard comet breaks up, the core structure fails due to centrifugal force. It spins too fast, the glue holding it together melts, and it turns into a cloud of gravel. But Atlas survived the Roche limit. The Roche limit is the distance where a celestial body is torn apart by the tidal forces of a larger body. For the Sun, this gravity well is inescapable. Atlas plunged toward the perihelion, its closest point to the Sun, at a distance of just 72 million miles. The temperature on the surface spiked to over 800 degrees Fahrenheit. At this temperature, lead melts. Most comets would vaporize completely, but the 30 fragments of Atlas did not. They endured. This suggests that the core of these fragments was not made of porous rock or ice. It suggests a density far higher than any standard comet. It suggests iron, tungsten, or an alloy we haven't named yet. Why would a comet contain a core of refined metal? Here is the piece of the puzzle that was scrubbed from the main headlines. 3 days after the breakup, amateur radio astronomers in Italy detected a signal spike from the coordinates of the debris field. It wasn't random radio noise from solar flares. It was a structured burst. The object didn't die. It phoned home. If these fragments are tough enough to survive the solar furnace and organized enough to emit a signal, then we are not looking at a rock. We're looking at a probe that used the sun as a gravity assist and a camouflage. This brings us to the Trojan Horse protocol. In 1973, science fiction author Arthur C. Clarke wrote Rendezvous with Rama, depicting an alien ship disguised as an asteroid. Today, that fiction is becoming our reality. Think about it from a strategic perspective. If you wanted to send a fleet of sensors into a hostile solar system to map its planets and defenses, how would you do it? You wouldn't send a shiny chrome spaceship. We would see that coming from billions of miles away. You would wrap your technology in the most common material in the universe, ice. You would shape it like a comet. You would put it on a long-period orbit that mimics a natural celestial body, and you would program it to break up near the star. Why break up? Because a single large object is easy to track. 30 small objects drifting in a cloud of dust are a nightmare for radar. This is the brilliant terror of the Atlas event. By fragmenting, the object increased its surface area. It created a sensor array spanning thousands of miles. NASA called it a tragedy, a loss of scientific opportunity. But in the dark sector, we know that nothing in space happens by accident. The timing was too perfect, the trajectory was too precise, and the debris is now on an outbound trajectory, heading back into the deep void, carrying data about us. So what is the answer to the open loop? What did the spectral analysis actually find inside those fragments? Months after the event, deep in the technical appendices of the observation reports, there was a mention of an anomalous cyanide gas production. Cyanide. In organic chemistry, it's a precursor, but in the context of the hatching theory, it's a byproduct of a specific type of reaction, or a fuel source. And the signal detected by the Italians, it ceased exactly 12 hours after the breakup. A burst transmission, a status report sent back to the origin point. 3I Atlas wasn't a visitor, it was a scout. It entered our system, shed its disguise using the heat of our own sun, deployed its sensors, and phoned home. Now, the empty husks are drifting away, but the data they collected has already been received. We are waiting for the next comet, but maybe we should be asking, who is waiting for the data? The universe is not empty, it's just hiding. If you want to know what else is lurking in the dark, subscribe to Dark Sector X. We are the only ones looking for the signal.